Hi there. Welcome to Career Matters After Dark. Okay, I just came up with that. How y'all like my new topic for the show tonight? Since it's so late, I thought it should have something to have. The topic should have something to do with after dark. Ooh. Anyway, how's it going? Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. If you happen to be sitting around mining Facebook, then hop on this live, and let's talk about some career matters after dark. Today we're talking about how to be more productive at work. And especially at this time of year, it's easy to start slacking off and backing up and just, getting into the holiday in the festive mode. But if there's work still to be done, then you need to keep your productivity up. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I'm not going to keep you on here long, but I want to send you off on your weekend with some good tips to help you to be productive with your Christmas shopping, with getting your work done, with getting your house in order for your Christmas dinners and Christmas gatherings on Tuesday. You just be all ramped up and ready to go all weekend long. It's a Friday. Okay, sorry. I tell you, every Friday, I hear the Friday song on this radio station here in Atlanta, and it just sticks in my head. And I don't even listen to the station, but somehow when they're going off the air, I always flip the channel so I can hear the song, and it's a catchy little tune. So anyway, enough about that. Let's get right down to it. I am Vashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. I'm also the host of the Know Your Worth Career podcast that's centered around helping women who are stuck in their careers, who are having difficulties and challenges that we all experience at some point or the other in our careers, and helping them to figure out how to navigate those sticky situations so that they can have the promotional opportunities that they want, have the pay that they deserve, because it's Know Your Worth, and so that they can have the impact that they desire and the fulfillment that they need to as they create meaningful work. So that's what it's all about. And there's experts that come on and talk about a lot of different topics that's related all to helping women to move their careers to the next level. So, of course, I'm here, like I said, every night talking to you about some aspect of how to up-level your career. And since it's so close to 2019, I just keep focusing on 2019, because that's the next thing that we're about to gear up for and start to think about, if you haven't done so already. So before I jump into my content for tonight, I want to invite you to tag a friend, a coworker, a loved one, maybe somebody that's at your job and you want to get them away from there. Help them to get themselves on track so that they can move on and leave you in peace. And also share this broadcast, please, so that people who need to hear this information will have access to it. So we're in the countdown, right? We're in the last, I don't even know how many days are left in this month. Today is the 21st, and I think there's 31 days, so we have about 10 more days. Gosh, is that right? Okay. So we have about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, 2 weeks left in this year, in 2018. So if you find yourself scrambling to meet your end of year goals, but your productivity is not where you need it to be right now because you're distracted, maybe you're tired, it's been a long year, it's time for a break, I don't know what it is, but there's something that's left on your agenda, on your calendar that you have to get done. which I have some of those things myself. So this is going to help both of us. Then I'm going to share with you some tips to help you to get your productivity on and close the year out with a bang and start your new year with a bang. Okay. So when you boil it down, there's really it's 4 steps that you would take to get started. I like to start with these things, and I'm going to give them to you first. And then we're going to talk a little bit about diving into the details of some things that you need to think about, be mindful of, and considerate of. So if you're just wanting like 4 easy steps to help yourself be more productive, the number one thing that you should do is make a list of everything that you want to get done. So if this weekend, you want to get, everything done that you need to have done before the end of the year, make a list of what all those things consist of. Jot it down on paper. When I say make a list, not in your head, on paper. Assign priority order to your list. What's the most important? Assign it a 1. Next thing, on the list, maybe you don't have to do it today. Priority 1 would be what needs to be done today. Maybe priority 2 is what needs to be done by the end of the weekend. And priority 3 is, something that needs to get done, but it's not anything that has to be done right now. It can wait until January. How about that? And then priority 4 is things that is nice to do. If you ever get some extra time, you'll get them done. That would be your priority 4s. So segment your list by priority order. Second. The third thing is to look at that list and determine of the things that have to be done right now. Does that mean that you're the person who has to do them? Or can you delegate them to someone else who can help you to get things done faster? So, once you determine that you can delegate some of the items, solicit the help that you need to get people involved to help you to get those things done. Now, everything else that I'm about to talk about are the things that are on your list, and only you can accomplish them. Now, for those things, what we want to do is, first and foremost, and most importantly, be realistic about what you can get done, what you can accomplish. It might be very tempting to think, oh, I can do, all the things in the world and I can get it done by tomorrow. But realistically, is that true? And more than likely, no. It's terribly untrue in most cases. So, and you don't want to set yourself up so that you miss the mark, which is why it's so important to know what's realistic for you. Because if you set these goals and it's something, that you can't achieve, then it's just going to make you feel more and more unproductive. And, instead of increasing your productivity, it makes you feel like you're a loser and you're a failure and you get less and less done. You have less motivation to try to get anything done. So consider everything that you have going on in your life to see if the goals that you are setting are based in reality. If you have a 2-year-old, and an infant, and you have 25 things you need to get done, and you're the only one who can do all of them, that's probably unlikely that that's going to happen, just based on your reality in your life, that baby is going to need some attention, that 2-year-old is going to be, tugging your leg and asking you for things, or crying or wanting attention, whatever. You get the picture. Yeah, because, I think about myself and I just love to think that I could just sit down and start out maybe at 5 in the morning, and by 5 in the evening, I could have a book written. Probably not going to happen, right? Just because of my busy schedule and all the things that I have going on. Some people that might be possible for them, but for me, that is highly unrealistic. And so I have to realize that and avoid setting myself up for failure. Number two is a lot of really successful people. You can just Google and you can find any highly successful person, and they have these habits, most of them, the majority of them, or these routines that they participate in every day. And one of them that's common through the majority is getting up early in the mornings to get a head start on their day. I know Oprah Winfrey, says this is something that she does. And not just Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, you can just probably just name some people that you know who are successful, and this is one of their practices. But getting up an extra hour or two before the kids are ready to get out of bed, especially if you're a working mother, goes a long way toward helping you to get things done. When you don't, in a time, in a space when you don't have interruptions. So it's just a great way to make sure that you have that time to focus all of your attention on this particular thing early in the day. And this could even be getting up 2 hours earlier to go to work before everybody gets into the office. If you can work at home, that's even better. Then that means you can get started a little bit quicker. But if you cannot work at home, then getting to the office earlier, if that's allowed at your place of employment, so that you can start, get started before everybody starts to come in and the distractions start, that'll help you to be more productive. And for all of you who are going to be making these New Year's resolutions in just a few days about, setting resolutions about losing weight or about starting a workout program or getting in shape, getting up an hour, even just an hour, it doesn't have to be 2 hours, just getting up an hour earlier every day and getting your workout in before you leave to go to work helps you to stick with that routine better than if you wait until you come home in the evening when you have so many other things going on and you may or may not get to it. So this is just a bonus. That's a bonus, right? Because I'm not talking about exercises and New Year resolutions or any of that. That's just a bonus tip. The third thing is to utilize to-do lists. Some people hate to-do lists. Some people say don't do to-do lists, but I'm a to-do list girl. I like to see all the things that I need to get done because, one, it helps me to keep track of them. Because it's easy to have a thought, oh, I need to do this, or oh, I need to do that. But if you don't capture it someplace, you're going to lose it. Or it might come back, 5 hours later or 5 days later. Or it just may not come back at all and you just forget it and you drop the ball on something. So I'm a big proponent of making to-do lists, writing things down so I can see them, keep track of them as I complete them. I like to check them off. And the advantage to that is at the end of the day, I can look back at the end of the year when it's my performance evaluation time. I can look back at my to-do list and I can see everything that I've done over the course of the year. Right? That's a good way. That's a good way. Hint, hint. That's a good way to use your to-do list so you can have a record of what it is that you've been working on throughout the year. Another thing is to block off uninterrupted time in your calendar. I'm a big proponent of that also. I'm quick to slap it's an appointment, to put an appointment on my calendar at work and it just says busy. And that's my time that I've blocked off so that I can work on things that I need to get done that day. And I also use the do not disturb. We have the Skype suite or whatever it is, and you can put do not disturb, busy, available, and all of that stuff. Put do not disturb up when you're blocking off your time when you don't want to be disturbed because you're trying to really focus on something that either you've been avoiding doing or that requires your full concentration, and the distractions will pull you away from what you really need to be doing. Another thing is sending those calls to voicemail. You don't have to answer the phone every time it rings. And especially if you have your do not disturb sign on, if you've blocked the time out in your calendar, maybe you've even gone as far as putting a note on your door saying do not disturb or work in progress or whatever it is that you need to do, then you don't want the phone ringing. Just because they might decide, oh, she said don't disturb by knocking on the door, so let me go and give her a phone call. That's still disturbing, so you don't want to have that distraction either. And just focus your attention on getting the task at hand completed. A fifth thing is to delegate things as they become, not to delegate things, to delete things. See, I'm trying to get them off of there, right? To just give them to somebody else. Take them. But no, I'm really talking about deleting things. So on my to-do list, and it happens sometimes. Sometimes you have something on your to-do list, and during the course of the day, or maybe because my to-do lists are normally not just for a day, it's things I need to get done during the course of the week, or as they come up, things I want to keep track of. Sometimes either they get done some other way because somebody else does them, or the thing that was a request, somebody says, never mind, we figured something else out, we're not doing that anymore, or a meeting gets canceled, or whatever the case might be. I just draw a line. Let me first explain this. So my to-do list is set up with to-do list on the top. I have all the things I want to get done. On the left side of each item, I have a little line, and that's where I put either my check mark, or I put an X there saying that I don't need to do it anymore. I put a check there saying it's completed, and sometimes it just is, it's, what word am I looking for? It doesn't even matter anymore. So I just scratch a line through it like, it's just a blip on the radar. It was something that once was something, and now it's no longer a thing, and we don't even need to worry about it. So that's how I manage my to-do list. And it lets me know the things that I actually did complete. I write notes on the side of the item. So if one of the things was to follow up on something, but I had to send it to a person, I put who I sent it to. If it's something I want to go back to in my email, I go and put the date the email came in and a note about who it came from, so I know where to go back and look for that information when I'm ready to work on that task. And it helps to save time, to keep me from just kind of searching around and wasting a lot of time aimlessly. And then the final thing that you could do is to, after you completed your task, because you blocked off this time, you sent the phone calls to voicemail and all of these tactics that you've used to have time to work on what you really need to work on, then you need to make sure you go back at the end of the day and follow up on those phone calls, look to see if there's any urgent emails that you need to respond to, and take care of those before you leave for the day and go home. Now that's important because you don't want stuff to pile up. I mean, you already created a to-do list so you can get things done. So while you're completing one set of tasks, you don't want another set to be developing and you're not knocking those out and returning a phone call most times, unless it's somebody who's just really long-winded. You can probably resolve whatever the issue is, or at least just call back and leave a message just to say, I'm returning your phone call. Maybe we can touch bases tomorrow. Something as simple as that. Even the emails, if it's nothing that has to be answered today, I'll touch bases with you tomorrow. If it's something that can't wait for tomorrow for you to just address. So it just depends on the nature of the thing. But anyway, so these are some tips you can use to help prioritize your time, to help you to get some focused time so that you can work on things that you need to get done, and at the end of the day be able to see where you have been productive, where you have actually completed things, you check them off your list, and you're making progress and moving forward, and you feel accomplished, which makes you want to get more and more of that feeling by doing more things so you can feel more accomplished, right? Like, what else is accomplishment for? We want to feel more of it. So so those are my tips related to being more productive and getting things done to finish out your 2018 strong. And now, if you're in a job where you are not very productive right now because you're overworked, you're underpaid, or you're just plain ready to get out, it's probably time that you start thinking about what that next level looks like. What is the next move? As they say, what's the move? That's what my kids say. So I have the perfect thing for you, of course. It's my 3-part e-course series entitled Career on Fire, 3 Steps to Your Next Level. And it is designed to help to walk you through exercises and steps that you take to help you to figure out what the next level looks like for you in your career. And it's absolutely free. You can get it by going to my website at www.vashanaweatherspoon.com. Of course, my name. Type in your information and you'll get an email within a few minutes, and you can be well on your way to setting yourself up for a successful 2019 and getting yourself out of that rut that you're in your current job. That's all that I have for you guys tonight. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and on this weekend before Christmas, and enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, safe travels. I will see you again next week. Before you tune off, I just ask you to please, one more time, like and share the video. Hey, like and share the video. That's all I ask. So anyway, until next time, have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.